67 at Musiikkitalo on Saturday the 13th of September. Shopperscreen. Elämykselliset AV-ratkaisut ja videotykkien vuokraus. Shopperscreen.fi. The most dominant, successful and decorated amateur fighter ever to emerge from Europe, Sani Brännfors is a 3-time world champion and 2-time European champion. She has won it all as an amateur, and tonight she takes her first step into the professional ranks.
Sani Brännfors!
Never has a fighter been so convincing before turning pro, and equally high are the expectations and pressures surrounding her debut.
Mä kuvailisin itseäni monipuolisena ja aika aggressiivisena ottelijana, myös tosi lopetushakuisena. Mä rakastan vapaa-ottelussa monipuolisuutta, kisaamista ja mä tykkään myös voittaa.
Brännfors is an all-round beast, known for brutal liver shot knockouts, thunderous high kicks, and above all, a lethal ground game. With elite finishing instincts and an arsenal of chokes and submissions, she's a danger wherever the fight goes. Across from her stands Liane Souza, a dynamic Muay Thai specialist who thrives in a high-paced striking exchange. The Brazilian brings sharp technique, relentless volume, and a fearless aggression into every fight.
Bem, sou forte, sou rápida, tô treinando bastante para essa luta. Eu acho que sou uma lutadora completa.
Mä näen mun tulevan vastustajan enemmän pystyottelijana ja myös tärkeänä asia, että se on vasuri. Mä uskon, että mä oon mun tuleva vastustaja parempi kaikkialla. Matossa ei ole mitään palaa, mutta myös mä uskon, että mä oon nopeampi ja räjähtävämpi myös pystyssä.
Though stepping in as the underdog against the highly decorated Brännfors, Souza is unfazed. With confidence in her striking and a chip on her shoulder, she's out to pull off the biggest win of her career. Ladies and gentlemen, we give you the most anticipated pro debut ever. Sani Brännfors versus Liane Souza.
This fight is brought to you by Shopperscreen. And now we go to the tail of the tape, and here we see many aspects even. However, the age, Sani Brännfors is, significantly younger than Liane Souza, and Liane Souza has, of course, a professional mixed martial arts advantage in terms of her experience.
Hyvä yleisö, tämän ottelun tarjoaa Shopperscreen, elämykselliset AV-ratkaisut ja videotykkien vuokraus. In the blue corner, a dynamic Muay Thai striker with a professional record of 3 wins and 2 losses, weighing 57.8 kilos, fighting out of Belém, Brazil, Liane Strike Souza! And in the red corner, the most successful female amateur fighter in the history of MMA. 3 times IMMAF world champion in her pro debut. Weighing 57.9 kilos, representing the Oulun Kamppailuklubi, fighting out of Oulu, Finland, Sani Brännfors!
A very exciting moment here tonight as Sani Brännfors makes her long-awaited mixed martial arts professional debut. And Liane Souza, her opponent, looking to make that professional debut, to spoil that professional debut. Make no mistake about that. Sani Brännfors has a grin on her face, though. we're underway for this professional debut for Sani Brännfors, and an intriguing matchup for Liane Souza. Brännfors immediately pressuring forward. These two feeling each other out. Souza throws a kick to the body. Brännfors just taking her time, trying to get some reads on what the striking of Souza has to offer her. Ooh, good inside leg kick there.
And I have to say, I like the approach that Sani is taking. Like, she's not rushing in, because no, this is not a 3-minute amateur round. Like, she's respecting the gloves, respecting the striking of Souza, trying to get those reads, you know, and taking her time to adjust in the beginning. Like, this is her pro debut. It's kind of like a new start, even though she is a 3-time world champion, which she has all the tools and all the skills to make it all the way to the top of the mixed martial arts world. But why rush it in the first fight?
She's an intelligent fighter, precisely. And what she's doing here is, it's very smart. She's probably aware, hey, I'm having some jitters probably. This is fine. This is a tough test. There's a lot of visibility on it. And she's doing exactly what she needs to do. She's giving herself the time to say, okay, but here's my skill set. Remember this, and you know, to move forward with that. A very, very wise
approach. Oh, nice high kick. I think that might have rocked Liane a bit.
But she's not rushing in. She's, again, still taking her time, doing what she needs to do, and getting her into position. Very, very good to see. Oh, she rocks her! She snapped her head back. Wow.
Short fake downstairs, as if going for a takedown or trying to throw a lead hand to the body and then going up with the lead hook.
That circling
That was
hook.
a beautiful hook by Sani Brännfors. And if you look at her record, a lot of her amateur fights, she has dominated in the grappling, but she has impressive boxing also, like that liver shot knockout you stated previously.
Yeah, and she just took one of those, she took a punch from Souza as well. So it's not like this is one-way traffic. She's doing a good job, though, of staying just out of reach, and she puts that right hand on the chin. Goes up high with the kick. Souza doing a good job of mixing things up to keep Brännfors guessing, but not a lot of that, rather, has been successful thus far. I hear the corner saying "pikuhilia," little by little.
Yeah, little by little.
One of my favorite expressions. Brännfors just stalking. Snaps her head back again, though, with that right hand. Very solid decision-making here in terms of just taking her time and cutting off the cage where she can and then attacking when she sees an opening. Solid kick to the body there, but it's caught by Souza, letting her know, hey, you don't get everything for free here. Good low kick for Souza. Oh, and a solid knee up the middle by Brännfors.
And now Sani going for the takedown, and she gets the double leg.
With ease, dumps her to the mat. Immediately starts trying to pass.
1 minute.
And one thing that Sani had devastating and very aggressive ground and pound in her amateur career. So now this is very interesting, especially now that she can use elbows.
Yeah. And right here, I mean, this is a bad spot to be in. She's got you right where she wants you. Pinned up against the cage, and she can go to work with those fast, hard, short shots. This is not going to be pretty, I think, for Souza.
Sani's probably looking for a knee.
Which knees to the head, a new wrinkle in the game, so to speak, because under that amateur rule set, those are not permitted.
I have to say, I can't help but think that because Sani was so excited and happy to walk out to her pro debut, and that she wants to use like all the tools, you know, like
absolutely.
Let's exchange a little bit with the small gloves.
Let me give you an elbow right there.
Yeah,
she
exactly.
just did it.
I'm gonna throw
and another one.
That was heavy.
That was solid. Wow, right as you're saying it, she wants to test out the arsenal.
Yes, like,
guess what? She likes
some
that
elbows.
one.
Let's try some knees to the head.
Very, very good first round as a professional from Sani Brännfors. And Souza, of course, a bit more experience as a professional, but I think Brännfors, it didn't exactly look like she was out of her element at any point there. So let's see how this one progresses and let's see how things develop. But very, very good first professional round. Here you see, of course, Brännfors in and out, taking her time. She sees her opening, bam, takes it. Left hook and snaps that head back with the right hand. Beautiful.
And especially now with the small glove, you can just see the power in her strikes. Whether it's punches or kicks, it just like looks at like the explosiveness and the power behind the strikes is just on different level.
Boom, dumps her as well there, and so we got to see a real good elbow here. Bam, right up over the top. Brännfors adding those new elements to her game very easily, very naturally.
Avustajat kehästä, seconds out.
Now the second stanza begins. And we get to see how this fight progresses. This eagerly anticipated matchup here in Helsinki tonight. Brännfors immediately again pressuring forward. Oh, and she goes to kick up the middle and a right hand behind it, but Souza is, of course, mixing things up nicely herself. Brännfors blitzing forward there and immediately goes for that shot, and she's in on those hips.
Oh, and it's an easy takedown. Great job by Brännfors.
She could potentially move to mount here. Oh, perhaps, almost, all the makings of it.
Sometimes in these positions, you don't want to rush to the mount, especially when you get both legs pinned and you have an underhook on the right-hand side, like in this case, like Sani had, because you don't have to rush the position. Like it's very difficult for the bottom person to turn, and if they turn, they have to flatten out kind of all the way.
One way they can go as well.
Exactly. So they have to give out their back completely.
Yeah. And here, of course, now she's in side control, and she's gonna look to go to work with that ground and pound, which she loves so much. Perhaps with those elbows, of course, as we mentioned, that new tool in her arsenal. Ooh, knee on belly there. Never comfortable. Good elbows here, short elbows. Really putting that new tool to work. And I think she has cut open Souza. This is over. That is over. An excellent stoppage here tonight in Helsinki. Sani Brännfors gets her first professional victory by way of TKO. Excellent performance. The highly lauded prospect makes good on her promise here tonight at the Musiikkitalo.
And putting those new tools to work.
Absolutely. Hey, they may be new in terms of her ability to now, or her allowance to use them, but she has been practicing that.
Yeah, for sure.
I am not doubting that whatsoever.
Yeah, and I know like Matias Pakala, her head coach, he has coached like Isla Fono earlier today. She won the national title. Also a two-time like junior and youth world champion. So he has coached a lot of great amateur and very successful amateur athletes. Yeah. But I think he's also been very excited. Like, okay, this is my first prospect that I brought from amateurs to the professional ranks, and now we get to learn. I get to teach these tools together. Yeah. Like, I get to give these tools for her to use in her fights.
And so she used them. Here you see that left hook, of course, and then boom, dumps her there with that leg sweep. And boom, goes to work with those elbows. Slices open Souza and bloodies her. And eventually just pounds out a victory here tonight. Excellent performance. And of course, both of her coaches in her corner, you see just the pride and the care in their face. The heart and the mind, so to speak, of that corner, just in such a very good place. And Brännfors had a tremendous performance here tonight. Very, very excellent. And hats off to her opponent, of course, taking on, you know, a rising up-and-comer who has everything to prove. Like, that is very, very difficult, specifically on hometown, you know, on home soil, so to speak, for Brännfors. But again, her corner's just glowing. And that, I mean, it warms the heart to see the kind of like just care that they have given to slowly bringing her through the amateur rankings into a just brilliant professional debut.
Yeah. And being a coach, like, you're so invested in your athletes, like you kind of live through those emotions with them and through them.
Yeah, I mean, it's like family.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight ends after 1 minute and 27 seconds of the second round. Winner by technical knockout, Sani Brännfors!
There you have it, her first professional victory, now 1-0 as a pro and only...
Sani, onneksi olkoon, erittäin hieno voitto pro-debyytissä.
Kiitos paljon.
Mitä toi ammattilaisottelu tuntui? Eka erä, kerkisit siinä kokeilla 5 minuutin erää. Minkä verran siihen oli varauduttu nyt ennen tätä?
Pakko sanoa, että siis mä oon aina tykännyt, varmaan kaikki huomaa, että mä rakastan vapaa-ottelua. Sitten kun mä olin täällä, mä olin silleen, tää on vielä kivempaa. Niin oli pakko ottaa vielä 1 erä. Mä sanoin, että mä lopetan tokassa erässä, mä voin nauttia ekasta erästä.
Onks tää... Täytyy kysyä myös se, että onko tää kaikki sun mielestä ollut vielä kivempaa myös sen takia, että sulla on ollut aika paljon kaikenlaista kohinaa ja pöhinää tuossa ympärillä. Että onko siitä ollut sulle hyötyä vai haittaa tässä valmistautumisessa tähän ammattilaisdebyyttiin?
No vois sanoa, että kellään mulla ei varmaan niin isoja paineja ottaa debyyttiin kuin mulla, koska niitä merittejä kyllä löytyy. Mutta paineen alla tulee aika hyviä tuloksia mulla. Ja pakko sanoa, että kuulitte varmaan, että mulla on ihan hyvät meritit, niin niitä vastustajia ei ole ihan heti silleen linjalla oottamassa mua. Niin niitä ei heti löydy, niin kiitos kun saitte mulle tämän matsin, kiitos vastustajalle. Ja ihan sama, millä tasolla se vastustaja on, ensi kerralla kun on parempi, niin sama lopputulos.
Mä uskon, että tää yleisö ei malta odottaa sitä, että se pääsee nyt näkemään sut uudestaan tässä häkissä. Mä kysyn vielä sen verran, koska tässä Ylen dokkarissa, mikä nyt on, kannattaa kaikkien käydä katsomassa, että vielä katsoneet sitä Sani-dokkaria, mutta siinä on myöskin paljon sun ja valmentaja Antimaan välistä dynamiikkaa, niin minkä verran sä tuossa ottelun aikana kuulet niitä ohjeita tuolta kulmasta?
Mä en muista enää mitään tästä ottelusta. Mä olin niinku ihan siinä tilassa, mutta voi sanoa, että mä kyllä jännitti aika paljon, niin oli kiva, oli semmoinen juttelu tuossa Janikan kanssa, niin se sai mut rauhoittua, niin se on ihana, että se on täällä. Ja Matiaksen kanssa niin reenattiin kaikkea, mitä mä tein tässä äsken, niin ollaan käyty Matiaksen kanssa monia viikkoja.
Onneksi olkoon, hieno voitto.
Kiitos paljon.
Sani Brännfors!
Cage 67 at Musiikkitalo on Saturday the 13th of September.